Okay. I think it's time to get this video on the road. Started here. Okay, hello everyone. Alright, let's get this thing party going. Hello world of YouTube and Facebook. Tracy Grell here with another episode. Call it whatever you want. It's an episode, a series, whatever you want to call it. It's from Only Linux, and I'm bringing to you today a first look. I have not looked at this operating system yet. I do not know what to expect. So bear with me as we go through this. But it is called Elive. I don't know if they call it Elive OS, but Elive is a Linux distribution, and it's based on the Debian Linux. Debian is sort of like a grandfather to many other Linux distributions. It's probably the original. I'm thinking it's the original Linux distro, so it's really stable. You can count on Debian to be there for you when you need it the most. Okay. Now Debian doesn't have the latest and greatest kernel, but you know, with all the latest and greatest programs, applications, and stuff like that, but it has thousands upon thousands of those. And what sets Debian aside from the others, and why it is, I call it the grandfather to other Linux distros, is because of its stability versus having the latest and greatest. So it will perform for you really well. It's really stable. Okay. You know, a lot of systems come out, you know, Linux or this, you know, or Linux or Windows or whatnot. Sorry, I'm adjusting my screens here. Oh, lordy. Not that you want to see my face, but a lot of systems come out and there's a lot of bugs in them at first. That's why a lot of these people develop an operating system based on Debian, because it's going to be stable. It's not going to have those bugs that a lot of things have. So out of the gate, you're going to have a really great experience with Debian. Let's see how this performs to that standard. Okay, Elive OS. Okay, let me switch the screen. All right. Oh no! Already, I sense something's going to happen. Uh-oh. Oh, let me go back. All right. I don't like my background. There's something off. Needs to be fixed. There we go. Now my screen is fixed. Who am I to cover Biden up? Okay? Who am I to cover that? Whatever you want to call him. I will try to be nice in this video, but as you can see, my background is Biden getting drenched. That makes me very happy to see this. If it doesn't then sorry, it's just tough. Don't watch my video then, because Biden's going to get drenched the entire video. You may not see the entire video, but there you go. So we're taking a first look at Elive. So what I've done here is I've pulled up VirtualBox. You can use other programs to do this. I just prefer VirtualBox. It's you know, like Debian, it's a really stable program. So I'm going to go to New here, and I am going to call this Elive FL for first look. And it's not a Windows, it is based on Debian. So we're going to find Debian somewhere in here. 64. Oh, you know what? I think this is a 32. Now this is another thing. I have never found a distribution that offers a 32-bit. You know, 32-bit is kind of old. I will share with you on the second look. We will share the reasoning for that, but I don't want to share that in this video, and you'll find out why. But this is going to be a 32-bit, and so I've never done it in VirtualBox, and I'm not even sure it will do it. I always up the RAM and off it once. It wanted 1 gig of RAM. It needed at least that, so I'm going to give it 8 gigs of RAM. Yes, we want to do that. Yes, we want to do that. If you don't know what you're doing, just keep everything the same. Dynamically, yes, we want to do it. And it's saying I need at least 8 gigs of... isn't that awesome to have an operating system that operates on just 8 gigs? You could actually run this on a live USB stick. And it'll run just fine. Oh, of course, I don't know about this one because I have not tried it yet. But so let me give this thing, for the sake of argument, I'm going to give it thing 100 gigs. You know, because we may want to play around with this a little bit. Alright, so there we have. We've created that, so I'm going to go to settings here and make sure our settings are good. 32-bit. I'm not going to be drag and dropping anything. I would certainly enable that if I was going to. There's no need for that. With the first look, there's no floppy. We don't need that. Good processor, and we're going to crank this up. We're just going to give it, let's give it 4 processors. How about that? And let's give it the max amount of RAM that it needs. Storage, this is when we're going to choose Elive. Elive, yeah, it's not funny, and it's not going to do it. Alright. Alright, now I have to do some work here. So, back up. Operating systems. And I'm going to drag Elive to there. Alright, so we're going to put leave it on there now. Okay, we're good. That's all good. That's all good. I don't need to check any of this because I'm not going to be sharing anything. Okay. Alright, so this really technically, this should fire up. We're getting ready to see if we could even take a first look at in a VM environment. So let me fire this up. Alright, well, that looks promising. And let's see what we want to do here. Live with the installer, latest hardware. We'll try that one first, but there's many. You can even try a low, a older kernel there. So let's try this first option here first. Let's see what that gives us. Look at the splash screen. I like the splash screen. I think when they go, they make a splash, a splash. Oh, tongue-tied here. A splash screen that looks like that, and they're doing pretty good. Okay, it says each offers an extremely stable desktop and is perfect for daily work. Elive managed to create a pretty full featured desktop with E16. I think that E16 stands for Enlightenment because I'm pretty sure they use the Enlightenment desktop environment. So the look can feel retro but still extremely useful, fast, light. We hope you will enjoy this unique experience, and don't forget to try our coolest selection of themes included, allowing you to customize your desktop to your best own taste. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let me hit OK. Alright, let's see what happens up. Looks like I'm going to need to change the screen resolution right off the bat. Okay. Which I'm going to do. Let's see. Settings. I've never used this, so bear with me as I try to change the desktop. Where can I change the desktop? Graphics. So settings here. Screen settings. Okay. Yeah, I got something this don't seem right here. So let's see here. I can't hardly see this myself. So let me see about hitting Control F in a virtual box should make it full screen. Didn't do much for us, did it? Alright, let's see here. Now let me see about the settings. It's up and running. Oh, this thing comes up. Oh, I see. Oh, I like that. I kind of like that. So you get rid of or minimize the screen, it comes up here. You could grab it real quick. Oh, you can just see. You know how sometimes they get cluttered on the thing. You got to go down here and you look and see where you're at. But that's pretty neat. I like that. Let's see what happens when I exit. Yeah, it's gone. So now let's find set. Let me see this. Okay, let me get to settings here. Where's the settings? It looks like I got a lot of packages out of the box. I heard the Elive was like, it had a lot of things out of the box that people call what you would call bloat. So we're gonna check that out. See if we consider it bloat. I mean, if you consider it bloat, all you gotta do is delete it, you know. But you know what I actually like a lot of some of this stuff. I like an operating system that I can, you know, install and use right out of the box without having to search for programs and stuff like that. So right now I'm thinking it's looking pretty good so far. So, but I don't like this. That's something I do not like. But it might not look so bad once I find out how to change the display settings. I've never had trouble changing display before. What the? I don't. What did I do? Let's go this, go settings again. Alright, I don't know what I did before, but the screen went by. This got sound groups for background, session, miscellaneous. That's what's in miscellaneous here. Nothing. Close. That's a desktop screen. I don't see any place to change the size here. That's really weird. Usually in settings you find a display. Let's see here. Let's see what happens when I run through here. I could just type display in and see what pops up. Screen settings. Use the next tool to configure your screens. If you want Elive to load it when starting the system, you need to save its configuration. Okay. Okay, the E16 desktop seems to not manage multiple screens as well as newer versions of Enlightenment. It's possible that some gadgets or windows will move to unexpected positions on the desktop. Okay. Alright, I don't get it, folks. Well, I like this little dock thing down here. And I'm usually not a fan of a bottom bar. And I would certainly need to see, oh, it's got the time and stuff up here, I guess. Alright, let's see what it all has got. Video. Let's see. This. Oh, Lordy. I just want to change my screen settings, man. Why is... I've never seen anything like this before. No way. Oh no, that's just a system monitor. Hey! Look at this. Whoa, dude. That took a while though, didn't it? But I got it. Get rid of that. Alright, now this looks pretty sleek. This looks pretty slick. I'm actually liking this now. Alright, now you can see my screen. This is Elive OS, and that's looking pretty good. I like it. Let's see, accessories, editors, GBIM, BIM, file management. Oh, it's got the Thunar file manager. That's my favorite file manager, actually. I am a a hardcore Arch Linux user. So, and it uses Thunar. I mean, a lot of the Arch base uses Thunar. I just like it. I like the way it looks and the feel of. I like the things that it can do just out, out of the box. I just like it. So, fonts, disk calculator comes with it. Disk is shown for managing your disk partitions, deleting them, whatever. Okay, your mouse pad or whatever on board. Screen, keyboard. Okay. So internet, it comes with you got Dropbox, and I don't use Dropbox. I don't use Steam unless I'm going to play the trucking game. Transmission I don't use. Chromium I won't use. HexChat I won't use. Links this I won't use. NetSurfer I won't use. Nicotine I won't use. Zoom I will use. Sound, we've got web application. That's not too bad. It pretty much lets you a website can be an app on your screen. So if it doesn't, like if you have a Windows app or something, I don't know why you'd want anything Windows on a Linux machine, because I'm all Linux, no Windows. But anyway, it'll let you use a website, and it turns it into an app that you can use in Linux. Pretty neat. The idea is really neat and everything, but Audacious, Audacity I'll use. I won't use Mix. I won't use this. Pulse Audio it's the thing. I do use Rhythm Box. Sound Juicer I won't use. Volume Controller everybody needs. Yoshimi, I won't use those. Let's see what they got for graphics. Document Scanner, definitely use. No, I won't use Blender, ebook viewer, Illicit. It's got a lot of. See, that's the thing. I don't have to. I could leave these where they sit, and it's not going to bother. It's not going to bother my operating system. It's going to be just as stable as without them. So you don't have to come through. If you don't, oh man, they got blow. You don't have to uninstall it. It's not going to be that big of a deal. And I'm sure it's probably less resources than any Windows that you would put on your system. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment. But so I'm not going to use. Like I said, I use Document Scanner to scan everything. Okay, and they got GIMP here, and I use Krita. So I would actually install Krita, and I might uninstall some of those, but I might just test them out, and see if I like them. Then if I don't like them, I can always get rid of them, right? So video, let's see what they got. VLC, I would definitely use VLC. None of these others I would. I've never used them, so I can't say whether I would. But it doesn't hurt to have them. Office. Let's see what Office Suite. They don't have any Office Suite, so this is what they got. I will be installing LibreOffice to test this out for sure. Games. Arcade. Let's see what they got. Fury, the thing. Super Mario Wars. Looks like they got some emulator games and stuff on here, like you can play Nintendo and stuff like that on here. So they got Lutris if you want to install World of Warcraft, anything like that, or any other game. They got Steam, here, so you can install Steam. I won't be needing any of that. I would install K-Mahjong and Quadra Puzzle for sure. Those are the only two computer games that I play. So education. Okay, I see. Programming. I do programming. I would install VS, equivalent to Microsoft's Visual Studios for C++ programming and scripting and stuff like that. I'm into that. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I like it. I don't use. Where did the internet one go? Okay. Chromium. I would install Debian. It's Debian based, so I would install Well, I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's Debian. I like Brave. Brave is my browser. It's been my browser for quite some time now, and I use the DuckDuckGo Essentials, DuckDuckGo search engine. I mean, it's DuckDuckGo for, you know, things like that, and it's the Brave browser. I just like it. So let's look into that. You know, one thing about Linux, though, a lot of people don't like to use the terminal. I'm about to show you the terminal here. Let's see if the typical command comes up with a terminal. It does. There you go. All right, let me maximize this. All right, now I see I'm doing something. Alright, double click it, that's the max. So full screen. Alright, let's go full screen. And let's see if the nope. Trying to zoom in. Nope. Well, I don't like the terminal. Let's type in a neo fetch. See if it's installed. It is not. Dang it, I really want you guys to see that. What is the command? Hey, you can see it now. It's Control Alt and plus. I was just using Control plus. So let me hit clear. Alright, so now we're going to type in sudo. That gives us the admin control. And it should have apt. It might have nala apt. Install. Let's see. Let's do an update first. Not sure a full upgrade will work. This one. It doesn't look like it's going to take. It's going to need an update. So sudo apt update. Some of these things, you know, got to understand too. If it doesn't work here, we shouldn't lose our minds because this is a live environment. This is not even installed on my computer, and it's running. You know, so that's one thing cool about Linux is, you know, you can try many of them out a day to see which one you like the best, instead of, you know, asking other people what, you know, what's the best Linux distro. You know, I can give you a recommendation. My the best one by far that I've experienced is Storm OS, which is based on Arch Linux. So that's been my go-to Linux distro. If something breaks, something ticks me off, I just install it. And there is a program that makes that really, really easy, called TimeShit. So when you have a system on your when you got a system that you really like, always run time shift. So you can uninstall it, delete your operating system, and reinstall it, and just go back to that. Use time shift to bring all your settings, everything back up, just like it was, like you'd never left it. So let's see, you have one error here. It's saying the repository of Dropbox no longer has the release file. So that's no big deal. It's still, everything's working. So let me here. Let's try this again. It should say everything's up to date. Wow. It's finding 220 packages can be upgraded. Let me see if I can even do that in a VM environment. To do that, let's go. I'm going to go clear so you can see it at the top here. So we're going to go sudo apt upgrade instead of update, and see what comes up. Bunch. And we've put the sudo command in recently, so all I have to do is hit enter at this point. Isn't that neat? It's updating the live environment. It's not even on my computer yet. Actually, I got to tell you, I'm actually taking a deeper look into Linux Mint, Ubuntu based, and I'm not a fan of Ubuntu at all. But I had an issue. My wife's computer. We all had Storm in the house, and so my wife's icons would just randomly quit working. Like her internet browser, the icon would go white or blank or whatever, or it would just completely it would still be there, but it would be like transparent. The opacity would be like 0, and you couldn't tell it was there. So she would have multiple icons. So and the icons stopped matching. I don't know if it's because we use Brave on a snap versus a flat pack. I'm a cosmetic type of a dude, as far as my operating system. I want the stability, but I like the cosmetic looks that I'm used to. So I like the certain icon. Now the flat pack icon was a little different than the snap, so I installed the snap. Just based on it wasn't based on anything, other than the cosmetic value that I put into the snap over the flat pack. So the one thing I can say is the flat pack icon never vanished, but I never had any icons vanish. It was until my wife, she had, hers was vanished. I was like, why do hers vanish and mine don't? That's a different computer, but but then recently mine did too, and there was a problem. See, that's the difference between stability and having the latest and greatest. When they come out with latest and greatest, sometimes bugs occur. So I'm thinking maybe that there was a bug. Maybe they've been doing a lot of kernel work lately. It seems they're up at 6 something now, I guess, and it was 5.18. Back in the 5s beforehand. So hoping that's what the problem was. Anyway, I installed Linux Mint, because I have it on the laptop, because my laptop, I wasn't sure how a laptop would handle Linux. So it's handled Storm really well, and it's handled, I've got Linux Mint on it now, so, and it's working pretty well. So I actually tried Elive I don't think I could get it to work on the laptop. Was just hadn't been feeling the greatest, so I really wasn't involved. So this is my actual first look running it on a machine, and I like what it looks like so far. So I mean, it's Debian. How can you not like a Debian-based operating system? And this is already set. You know, you can just use it right out of the box. You don't have to install nothing. You know, it should do a pretty good workload for you. You know, if you want an Office program, you just got to install an Office program. You can just use what's available, but I mean, I like LibreOffice. You get used to something, you know, you like to keep using it. So, anywho, that's where we're at. We're at 28% here. No, but I'm actually working on my own Linux distribution. Of course, it'll be called only Linux. I'm basing it off of Debian, of course, first. I'm actually going to have options. I'm probably going to have 3 options. I'm not sure the third. I'm really debating on what to use, you know, a backing for. Certainly, maybe I'll come out with just 2 options, an Arch-based and a Debian-based. I'm just I'm wanting to go through all these desktop environments and choose the one I like the best, the one I think is the most stable, the one that works the best for me, and of course that's what I'll use. And maybe I'll look at some polls and, you know, get an idea of what the community likes best. Or just offer 3 different desktop environments on the Debian one and 3 different ones on the Arch-based one. Who knows? But I haven't been working a lot on that lately at all. I've been sick. I had shingles, you know, and it's just a really painful thing to have. And the pain is still there. And this is actually the first time I've sat at my computer desk. I've been over there is my recliner. I've been in that recliner for 2 or so weeks now, because it's the only relief when I elevate my legs. I'm not trying to horrify you, but if I'm just wearing my skivvies, my underwear, the pain, that's when I have the most relief. Otherwise, you know, it hurts. It hurts. It's sort of like a massive. I'm trying to describe the pain. It feels like your skin's melting off your leg. Okay, that's what it is. My skin's melting off. I mean, it feels like it's in the bone. It feels like my skin's melting off. Sort of like a massive sun. You know, a sunburn. You know, when someone, you know, they're just messing around. They just tap you on the shoulder. Hey, what's up? You know, and it's like you're like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's just constant in my leg, and I'm actually really over it, you know. So I thought I'd do something much less boring than sitting in my recliner and surfing Facebook, getting mad about elections and politics, which drive me crazy. Yeah. So today I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna feel bad, I'm gonna try to enjoy feeling bad. Does that make any sense? So I'm testing the Elive out. We'll see how it goes, and I'll pay for it. I took my last dose of medicine, and I don't think I can take another thing of Elive for another 3 or 4 hours. So I'm gonna pay for it. But you know what? You know, as I think back, my father, my Savior, went through more pain than I could possibly feel. You know, just, you know, thinking of what Jesus did for all of us, and knowing that He would have done that just for one of us. You know, it kind of helps shadow, or I don't know. It kind of makes my pain not feel as bad. You know, it's still there, but. You know, even a severe pain, you could eventually, your threshold, your pain threshold, it feels like the pain isn't as severe. So, I mean, you just get used to things, you know. So, I just wished it wouldn't feel like my leg was melting, but, you know, it just, you know, I guess I have to weather this storm. I got a doctor's appointment Tuesday at 9 o'clock, and let's hope that, I'm hoping that, praying that they could hook me up with something. Now, this is the first, you know, I've had, you know, I guess I've had this before. I guess you can have multiple cases of shingles. You know, if it would have been properly diagnosed the first time, then I probably wouldn't be going through this now. But you know, what they did for me helped, and you know, it's sort of like being in remission. You know, it certainly helped. The last episode I had was, I'm thinking 2016. I was out of work for 4 days, 3 to 4 days, something like that. But I mean, it's brought me all the way to 2022, so not so bad. That's pretty good. So, but my doctor, I mean, the hospital was bought out, and you know, during that transition, sometime after that, their computers went down, and so my doctor now wasn't able to pull records up from when I was hospitalized, you know, 3 or 4 times. So she had to start from complete scratch. You know, she couldn't. It's kind of upsetting that she wouldn't take my word for it. I've told her, you know, I didn't know the name of the drugs though, the antibiotics, and I just knew that they were IV antibiotics. You know, so, and that the pills just never worked, and feel that they're working. But one thing I did get. It was the 7th dose I took. I just felt relieved. No, hey, I could start driving the bus again, and you know, I go look. I'm going to be getting back to work again. You know, getting into the restaurants, and it's almost like when I speak things, the enemy just attacks me, because we're talking within an hour of saying that. I just felt so good. I got up and I was going to cook for myself. I mean, I was going to do stuff, and so I'm doing that, and I get to stand in there and, you know, get the stove lit up, you know, and get things chopped up, the things I'm going to cook. You know, I just love to cook, and bam, I mean, I'm like, wow. So I'm standing there like, whoa, I really made a mistake, and I did. I never should have went back to work. I never should have went back to work. But, you know, being behind the wheel of a bus, it's really kind of therapeutic. Although I had massive pain, one thing that I did ask for is to have my aid back. Because, you know, kids get goofy. They get chaotic from time to time. And they're not all angels and stuff like that, man. Trust me, they're not angels on that bus. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't discipline too rough, if that makes any sense. I would never hurt a kid, you know, as far as whooping a kid. Although they need a butt ripping every once in a while, they're not going to get it from me. It's, you know, that's mom and dad's place. So I think we should be able to punish them, but, you know, hey, it's right now the law says that we can't harm them, so unless I'm defending myself, I can't. Or they're wanting to hug me. You know, if they come and hug me, of course, they're going to get a hug back. I'm not going to be, you know, a jerk to them. And that means, but we can't, you know, can't harm them for, you know, of course we can't, you know, punch them out, whoop their butts, you know, when they're doing something like extremely stupid, you know, or dangerous. We, you know, just got to control them. So, you know, I asked for an aid, and they've complied up to this point, but I don't think I'm going to have my aid back. I can't tell you why. It's not because she does a terrible job on my bus, or because I've asked for her to be. I actually asked for her to be on my bus all times. Certainly for now, you know. So I just want to make sure that I do the right thing. I think I can, but you know, it's really hard to explain, you know. you just want the best for your students. And if you don't, you shouldn't be behind the wheel. And one thing I haven't done a pre-trip, and that's, to me, a person who cannot do a pre-trip. I really don't think I deserve to be behind the wheel. If I cannot do a pre-trip, I don't deserve to be behind. I can't. How can a person say that they care for a student if they don't do a pre-trip? Like even a flat. I mean, you could. So many things are preventable that you hear on a radio or something. So many of these things are so preventable. It's not funny, and if you don't do a pre-trip, it's kind of hard to minimize, breakdowns and, stuff like that. So, now, I mean, certain things happen. There's nothing you could do. I mean, nothing, you could walk around the bus an hour, certain things are just they just happen, but I'm just saying, a lot of the things are absolutely preventable. So, well, it's been driving me crazy. I shouldn't have went back though. And it is what it is, though. If I was going to go back to work, I'd much rather go back into the restaurants because I just love food service. It's just in my blood. So we're talking the download to do the update has already taken place. Now it's, as you can see, it's unpacking, preparing, and I'm getting, looks like errors. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, hey, get back here. So, that was interesting. Okay, so let's see where it was. Oh, Debian package errors. Okay, preparing. So now I'm going to run. Oh. This again. Let's see if it actually updated anything. This could be very well because it's in a VM. I mean, I'm sure bare metal, this thing would be just totally rad. Alright, sudo and plus this is, a 32-bit. So my computer, I mean, I know, not this one, but the last one, which my wife was running on, I couldn't get, back when I was a Windows guy, I couldn't install XP, would just flat out not run on it. It was too new of equipment or hardware that XP would just flat out not run. And that drove me crazy because once I just had to know, and it's Microsoft forcing you to do things that Linux just don't do. But why does it run in a virtual box in Linux? Just fine, like it's it's meant for it. Running in a VM, XP runs just totally fine. So it just drives you crazy. It makes you know it kind of exposes them forcing you to upgrade your systems. You know. All right, so oh well, you know what? Let's exit. I like it. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I like this. You can't see this over here. Let's, you know, I'm gonna pull up the terminal again here. Let's go. Now let me sudo install fetch. I just wanted to see what resources. Maybe it's got HTOP. We'll check HTOP out. I think it actually has HTOP. We'll see what happens here. I like NeoFetch way better. And I mean, there's really no. And I use Stacer too, another program which there's really no reason to have HTOP on your computer with Stacer. I don't see what the importance of having both programs would be. So I like NeoFetch. I do like that. You don't really need that either with Stacer, but I just like to, you know, when you open up a terminal, it lists things, you know, so desktop environment, the kernel you're on, and your operating system and stuff like that. So and I kind of like that, but. You know what? I think I figured it out. This ain't gonna work because it's probably too much space for my little flash drive. Because this is running in a yeah. I'd say that's what it is, 100%. But you know, don't you guys think it looks pretty good? I like it. I'm definitely going. I'm going to try this as my daily driver on this machine. Absolutely am. 100%. 100%. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Love you guys. If you watched, I hope you enjoyed it. If there's something you would like to know about Linux that I did not go over in this video, maybe something even about Elive that I didn't go over in this video, leave it in the comments below and I'll get back with you. I'll check my comments frequently. Or you can email me at tracy@onlylinux.org. That is Tracy. Let me type that out for you here. Can I create a file here? Let's see. Office. I've never used a heavy word. All right. All right. So let's see. Let's change the font here to 36, and we're going to go Tracy at onlylinux.org. Email me any questions, comments, concerns. Tracy at onlylinux.org. Love you guys.